Hello everyone, welcome to American Preparatory Academy's Veterans Day program. My name is Carolyn Charette and I'm the Executive Director of American Preparatory Schools. We are gathered today to honor those who have sacrificed to protect our precious liberties. We will be streaming this live every hour from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. today, and we hope you will let all your veteran friends know and give them the link so they can hear our gratitude. First, I'd like to share a little about our school. 18 years ago, a group of parents dreamed of creating a school for our children where they could become not only very smart, but also could become outstanding American citizens. We shared a vision of what a great American school could be, and we set about to create it. Because of our commitment to preparing students to become great Americans, we decided to name our school American Preparatory Academy. We decided we would always sing 2 verses of the national anthem at our school so we can teach our students about the sacrifices being made for their liberty that are expressed in the 4th verse of that song. Our students sing those words every day. Oh, thus be it ever when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation. These words are about you, our veterans and soldiers, and what you have given to secure our freedoms. We think it's very important that we all ponder those sacrifices frequently. When we were organizing our school, we also decided that we would commemorate Veterans Day and Memorial Day in a big way, because we understand that if it weren't for our veterans who protect our liberties, we would not be able to celebrate all the other holidays that we love to celebrate. Now, since we opened that first campus 17 years ago, we have opened 5 more schools, and we now have over 5,000 students attending American Preparatory Academy. American Prep serves families from many countries and backgrounds, many different faith traditions, many different cultural traditions. Our families are very diverse, and their children come to school each day and work side by side with each other in peace and in friendship, in the true American spirit. Veterans Day gives us the opportunity to thank you, for without you, we would not have the liberty to enjoy that peace and friendship. We are indebted to our veterans and soldiers, those who served in years past and those currently serving. You who have been willing to put your lives on the line to keep our founders' vision of a diverse and free America alive. It is our hope that our students can fully realize and will never forget that their liberty began with great visionary men and women who established our exceptional Constitution, and that their liberty is maintained by heroes like all of you. So thank you so much for joining us today. Our students have been learning about you and thinking about you for the past weeks and months as they have prepared for this day. They have made cards for you, handwritten cards, and we have a special pin for each veteran or soldier who would like one. It says, Honored Veteran 2020 American Preparatory Academy. Those of you who have participated with us in the past know that we've been giving these pins out every year. And even though we're unable to meet in person this year, we still wanted to make sure that these pins are available to all of you. So if you would like to get a card and a pin, please contact Marian Minson at mminson@apamail.org, or call any of our school campuses and ask for a Veterans Day card and pin. We can arrange for you to come pick it up, or we can mail it to your home. We would love to be able to distribute all of our cards and pins to our veterans this year, even though we can't be with you to give it to you in person. Even though we cannot be with you physically this year, we hope that you still equally can feel all of our love and gratitude as we present our songs, poems, and speeches. We will begin with our pledge and national anthem, and the words to the 2nd verse will appear on your screen. We will then proceed through the program with presentations, songs, and talks by our student essay winners and a staff member veteran. We really hope you enjoy the program.
Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To remember and uphold the ideals of our country: liberty, equality, democracy, respect for the rule of law, and patriotism, which means gratitude and respect.
As an American, it is my duty
to remember that we have these ideals due to the heroes who lived and died for them, and heroes today who still defend these ideals with their lives.
As an American, it is my duty
to treat all others with dignity and respect.
As an American, it is my duty
to be willing to listen courteously and with an open mind to others who hold different positions than mine, because increased understanding strengthens our democratic republic.
As an American, it is my duty
to remember the patriots who sacrificed to establish these ideals amidst great opposition.
As an American, it is my duty
to show respect for servicemen and women and public servants who uphold these ideals today.
We support these ideals in word and action, and express our patriotism so that our free nation might be preserved for our children and grandchildren.
Have you ever wondered how our nation became free? We live in a free nation because of brave men and women who are willing to sacrifice to protect us and protect our freedoms. Today I'll talk about my father, Sattar al-Hamashi, and how he served both the Iraqi and U.S. armies before I was born. He was a translator and helped each army understand each other's language. If there were no translators, the job would be impossible, and both sides will not benefit from each other. Language can be like a barrier to accomplishing the mission. My dad had the choice to wear either the Iraqi or U.S. Army uniform. He was very good friends with the U.S. Army. He is still honored for helping these extraordinary veterans understand each nation's different language. The U.S. Army did many projects for Iraqi villages. They built sewer and water treatment plants and improved the roads. The schools in some of these villages were made out of mud. Some classes were held in very small rooms that had 40 to 50 students in a class. Because of American veterans, Iraq now has bigger, better schools. The big project was to make kids happy with better learning and a brighter future. The U.S. Army worked to make Iraq peaceful from terrorism. During this unpleasant time, many people were killed. Terrorism is still going on, but the veterans of the Iraqi and U.S. armies and brave civilians like my dad will never give up, never surrender, and rise above the odds. I am grateful that my dad was a translator for the Iraqi and U.S. armies. He was a great resource to the army and helped the army in many ways, not only as a translator. My dad is not the only veteran that I honor. I honor all the veterans who have served. I honor those who have died for my country, and I honor those veterans who still defend us. I honor all of them for their sacrifices to keep our nation free and let their children and grandchildren have a better, happier life. Thank you, veterans.
Our veterans have done so much for us. It is time we return the favor. The veterans are the reason we live in a free country today. Veterans have fought for freedom throughout the history of our country, from the Revolutionary War in 1776 to the Civil War, World War I and II, and the wars and conflicts of our lifetime. Veterans serve in many different branches of the military: the Navy, the Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force, Army, and National Guard. We are all grateful for our nation's veterans and all they do. I know I care and I am grateful. There are veterans that I know that are important to me. My dad's friend, Martez Banks, served in the Navy and the Air Force. My grandpa is a veteran also. His name is Louis Penman. He served in the Army and after became an architect. Mr. Bernard is an Army veteran that I know too. He was my first instructor during my first year at APA, which actually is this year. There are some of the veterans that I know and I am grateful for them and their good deeds. Veterans have done so much for us, risked their lives for us, even died for us. The Revolution was a time of fighting for independence from the British. They fought for our freedom and for America. World War II was a terrible time of Hitler, murder, and unfairness to the Jews, yet our veterans fought. The Civil War was a time when the freedom of slaves was fought for by the northern states of America. Our veterans have fought for the safety and freedom of people throughout the world. They could have given up in those wars, thrown in the towel, but no, they didn't, because like our veterans today, they were strong, courageous, and well-trained. They fought hard and didn't back down. Would you be grateful if your father was a veteran? You would be. Be that grateful to our veterans the way you would be to your father, and have them be a role model to you. Every person should be grateful for our national veterans. In conclusion, veterans deserve to be treated like an army of heroes. Treat veterans with respect, especially on Veterans Day. Help veterans be their best and treat them like national treasures. Our veterans are very good at their job of keeping our country safe. Learn their anthems, do what you can to help them, and honor them for their bold and creative service. Thank you, veterans.
I am grateful for the opportunity to speak today. Today means so much to so many who have worn the uniform of the United States Armed Services. I am grateful for the opportunity I have had to serve this nation. My love of country and flag was instilled in me when I was a small child and has flourished through the years. I was taught that this country, the United States of America, was truly a land of opportunity, a shining city on a hill for all to see. When I enlisted in the Army, I remember the youthful enthusiasm that I had. I was going to be a United States soldier. It was a culmination of a desire that I had had since I was a small child. I remember standing before the flag in the MEP Center at Fresno, California, and raising my hand and taking the oath of enlistment. The words echo through the years. I, Alvaro Garcia Ramirez III, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I remember thinking to myself that I had never read the Constitution, and therefore how could I support and or defend it? Since that day, I have read and studied that document numerous times. I've always had a copy of the Constitution with me, and I now carry it on my phone. That document means something to me. It was the reason why I served, in order to preserve the rights and liberties which it protects. That oath of my allegiance to the ideals known as constitutional principles were the driving force behind my service and my continued service to this nation to this day. As a soldier, I learned many important things that I've used throughout my life. Of course, you have those typical things of discipline, organization, and presentation that are inculcated in all soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard men. The most important lessons, though, were those of trust, unity, and teamwork. I knew that I could trust the training that I was receiving and those who were training with me to keep me alive and to get me through tough situations. I knew that I could trust my brothers in arms with my life. We trained to work as one and to move as one, though made up of many. I knew that if I felt the hand of my brother on my shoulder, that it meant that he had my six, and I could move forward without fear or hesitation. We are at a crossroads in America today. There are forces trying to undermine the unity and order established by the Constitution. The American people are being duped into accepting chaos and disarray as an acceptable alternative to long-held and revered constitutional principles in an attempt to redefine and alter the state of affairs within this country. We must stand fast and not cede another inch to the enticements presented to encourage this rapid cessation of our freedoms protected by the Constitution of the United States. If we stand united and put aside racial and cultural differences and embrace the universal principle of freedom, we can and will save this union. We must amalgamate as a people to ensure the preservation of true and enduring freedom. I stand here today and call upon all Americans, whether citizen or not, to unite in common purpose to embrace constitutional principles, principles of freedom, principles of unity, principles of justice. May the generation going before us and those coming after us feel that generational hand upon their shoulder, reassuring them that we have their six, that they can count on us to advance the cause of freedom, that we may be ever a nation united. Hua.
come to bloom again, the grass once more is green, and every man can see the spot where all his joys have been. He sees his children smile at him, he hears the bugle call, and only death can stop him now, he's fighting for the law.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, soldiers.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you so much to those of you that have served our country and continue to serve our country. We so appreciate you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, soldiers.
Thank you for your sacrifices.
Thank you for protecting my freedoms.
I'm grateful to you and all that you've given.
Thank you for everything you've done for our country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
From one veteran to another one, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, men and women.
Thank you so much for my freedom.
Thank you for your service. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. We appreciate your service.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and diligence.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for my peace of mind. You've given so much and we can't ever thank you enough.
Thank you for your dedication and service.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for doing what I can't. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you for all you do. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
We hope you have enjoyed our program. Now, I want to speak for just a minute to our students who are also watching this live stream today in their classes. So, in effect, we are all together today. Our guests, our students, our staff members, and hopefully a lot of our families are watching our Veterans Day program today. So I'd like to speak to our students for just a moment. Students, today we have learned that our veterans gave. And I'd like to talk to you for just a minute about that giving. What did they give? They gave their personal time with their families. They gave up opportunities to be with their friends, opportunities to pursue their personal dreams, sometimes even their education or their careers, at least for a period of time. They gave their time, their energy, their talents, their skills, and they were willing to give their very lives. Yes, they were willing to give everything. And by giving up their personal freedom, they won and they continue to win our freedom. So students, in honor of our veterans, I would ask you, what will you give? Will you give some of your time to pause and think about the sacrifices made for your liberty? Will you give honor and respect for our nation's veterans? Will you give yourself in service to your community, to your friends, to your classmates, and to your teachers, and to your families? Will you give of your time to study hard so you'll be prepared to lead in your profession? Will you give kindness, Will you give goodwill, energy, and effort to change the world for the better? Our veterans have surely shown us a great example of unselfish giving. I hope we will all follow their examples and become more willing to give. All right, to our guests, thank you again for joining us today. We will leave you with one last expression of our gratitude, a favorite song of ours entitled, "Thank You, Soldiers." We enjoyed preparing this for you, and we hope you can feel our love as we sing it for you.